Hi. So, who are you really? I am Isaac Vasquez. And that's actually a broad question. I was born and raised in San Diego, California. I'm a Mexican American, multicultural, and I'm Christian. I'm 6'3", so I'm a pretty big guy. And when people first see me, they're like maybe a little intimidated. I don't look intimidated because I have a baby face, but in reality, I'm a big teddy bear. I love people. I didn't always love people, but because of my relationship with Jesus Christ, I'm a Jesus lover. If that's, I know it's controversial, but I love Jesus. I've shared that through the class, and I just am a person who loves people, who wants to see the best in this world, see a change and a growth, and bring the potential out of people. And I love my family. I love just communing with people. And I'm a communications major at the moment, I believe. I've kind of been undecided, going back and forth. So that actually leads me to the next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, and then 20 years? Think big, which is amazing. In the next 5 years, I'll be 23 years old. And then I'll be 33 years old. And then 43 years old, I believe. Which is, to me, is crazy. Or 38 years old 20 years from now. And the next 5 years, I want to be, obviously, finished with school, maybe be in a relationship. But ultimately, since I was young, since I was 11 years old, I gave my life to Jesus Christ. And it was a hard process. And ever since then, I have my goals, I have my aspirations. I want to be financially well off and have the house and have a family. But ultimately, I want to just do whatever God wants me to do, whatever that looks like. Right now I'm serving in my church as a youth pastor, youth minister, in a youth ministry, and I love it. It can be hard, it can be a little annoying, but I love it. I do see myself traveling. I see myself speaking with people from all over the world because I have the privilege of being multicultural. I mentioned before when I gave my life to Jesus at 11 years old. From 5 to 11, I was bullied like crazy. And from the moment I was born, people were like, he's not going to live. And so when I was 11 years old, prior to that, I was very isolated. I gained a lot of weight. I know I'm a little chubby right now because my quarantine belly, but I gained a lot of weight. I was isolating myself from everyone because I was just so tormented at school. I was 11 years old, and I was by myself at church because my parents made me go to church. I was on my laptop, and someone came up to me and invited me to things. And my mentors have then since been Josue and Daniel, my parents. I really, truly admire both my parents. They guide me. They give me wisdom, not only just ministry-wise, but obviously just all around. And Jesus is my true leader, my community member, someone I aspire to be like. And whether or not you're Christian or not, whether or not you believe in Jesus, if you read the Bible, you read about Jesus, you'd want to aspire to be like him as well. Because he lived by what my core values are love, peace, faith, having hope, a growth mindset. Jesus didn't try to leave anyone behind. He wasn't cliquey. He didn't care how much money you had. Jesus didn't care what you have been, the person that other people have titled you to be. He just wanted to get to know you, whether you were a prostitute, whether you were rich or a tax collector, whatever you were. And I want to be someone like that, who sees past our pain, who sees past the scars, who sees past the titles of what people have given any labels. I want to see past that. And my core values deep down to love people no matter what. To have faith not only in God, but faith in the future, faith in people, and having hope that better things are going to come. And what drives you, motivates you, makes me happy is to see change in people. It's to see the things that, not only just by God, but just in general, to see someone react and understand that there's so much better things that they can be doing with their life. So much better things than arguing about politics, about the virus, about in general what they're going to do with their life. I talk with kids. Last night I was having a conversation with one of my guys. He's like, I want to move out because my parents this. And I know his parents, and they're pretty chill. And these arguments, and it's all because of this misunderstanding communications. And what motivates me is to see people smile, and to not only just by God, by the Holy Spirit, by Jesus Christ, to see a change in people, but motivates me is just to be able to do that, to talk with people. And that's why I get up every day. Because I mentioned before, I was bullied severely, and I did not like people. I did not like, especially I never thought I was going to be where I am right now. Dealing with youth, because those were the ages that severely bullied me, excluded me, and I felt so isolated. Even now I see the kids that I'm working with, and I'm like, dang, they're so much cooler than me. But I love to see what's going to happen in their lives, because no one believed in me for so long, or I didn't believe in myself, and then this immense, huge change came. And so my philosophy, my life, my philosophy of life, my logo, my slogan, I've had this on my laptop screen for probably a couple years now, and it says, actually I'm going to try to show it, and it says, I have had this on my logo on my computer screen for the last 2 or 3 years now. And it said, the sky is not your limit. The sky is not my limit, I am. And for the last 2 years, I've been living by that logo. The sky is not my limit, I am. And I've realized that and understood that because there are people around me that told me that it would be nothing. I was not supposed to be, I was going to die at birth because I had issues. That I was not going to be able to graduate high school, let alone go to college, let alone pass the first grade because I couldn't hold pencils and throw things or speak, let alone be able to lead where I am, to do the things that I'm doing now. The sky is truly not the limit. You are. Not the people around you, but you are. Because I aspired and I kept going, and I loved, and I know it didn't say in the questions, but I loved what one of the first modules that we were doing over intentionality. It's true. If you're intentional, not only with people, not only with your time, not only with your goals, but if you're intentional in everything, you can see that big change. Like that woman going up the stairs. I love that because I feel like I do that every single day. Every single day we're trying to go up these stairs and these steps. But if we allow ourselves not to be limited by the world, limited by what's going on, by people around us, we can get up those steps. Even though it may not seem physically possible, naturally possible. I mean, that's where I believe in the supernatural. I believe in other greater things, but I believe in willpower. And so, what am I committed to? I'm committed to Jesus. Again, I'm committed to seeing change. One of the biggest prayers, goals, aspirations I have is I want to see a change in this world. Not only just today, but what's going on in general. And what's been going on for years now, generations. I want to bring generations together, that our future generations worship God, or they know about God, or they preach of peace, they preach of joy, they preach of, instead of hate and fighting each other, we need to be unified. There's so many other issues larger as the world, and we're not unified together to be able to work on them. We're so busy being individual and looking at our own problems, our own issues, that instead, if we were a community, we could look at the greater scales, the greater issues at hand. And so I want to be a bridge between generations, a bridge between cultures and races. That I'm committed to seeing a change, bringing either through the word, investing in people like the young guys I'm doing, giving them rides, taking them out to lunch and dinner or whatever, and hanging out with them and just listening to them. It starts there, and I'm committed to that. My vision and my goals are the same thing. I aspire to see a change, a shift in the generations. For so long, I see so many kids, so many people just going into drugs, going into addictions, going into states that are not good for them, believing in other things that are just not good for them. Not because I'm being a religious rules and you can't do this and you can't do that. It's because I've experienced this. I've experienced from issues of those things, and I see it tear up people. have experienced the depression and the anxiety that is tearing up our current generations. We've seen the numbers spike so much, not only through COVID, of how much suicides there are right now, of how much anxiety, depression cases there are of mental health. I want to see a change in that, a shift in that, a joy for the generations. My most admirable qualities is that I feel like it's a pro and a con here, because I'm an includer, and sometimes not everyone has to be in some situations, but I never love to leave people out, because I always left out so much. I love people, again. And I feel like qualities I can improve on is that sometimes I can be very impulsive, comes with ADHD. I can be forgetful, and so I let things go. I really want to work on my calendar. I know I've kind of let that slide in class a little bit, and so that's one of the qualities I really want to work on. But I feel like a very admirable quality, again, is that I'm not afraid to speak to people. I'm not afraid to stir up a conversation, even if it's controversial. And the last one, what will you contribute and how will you leave a footprint? This is a really broad one. Again, I said I can say the generations and all that. And it goes with my most admirable and maybe not, and a quality that I can prove in is I don't want to leave anyone behind. And so a way I want to contribute and leave a legacy is by showing people, bringing people through Jesus, through God, through the Spirit, through my means of right now, of what I believe in, to show people that you can be a bridge, not a wall. I want to leave behind bridges and build bridges, not walls, not skyscrapers, bridges. The church believes in building, no. And that's what I want to do. I want to build bridges, leave behind bridges that can move. Not bridges that the river flows away from, but bridges that move with the generations. So that's been I think I'm over time. But thank you, and I hope that sums up a little bit who I am and my mission statement. I'm here to change and shift. I'm coming after you. Take care, guys. Love you.